I read 16 books this summer. Let's talk about my favorites. I've become a huge fan of Mart E Pearson. The Kiss of Deception. It makes it sound like it's like spicy, but it's actually not. But such a good love story. This girl is being married off to a faraway kingdom to secure alliances. She doesn't want to go, so she runs away. She thinks the prince is going to be some like old man. Turns out to be like a hot prince. But he comes after her just to observe her, just to find out who this girl is who had the courage to evade him. And along his way, he meets a fellow traveler who is her assassin, someone sent to assassinate her. The two guys become traveling buddies. They don't know what their objectives are or who their real identities are. They show up at the bar where she's become like a tavern maid and loving her new life of no responsibilities, etc., etc. And then the rest of the book is playing out of them getting to know her and the assassin not really wanting to kill her anymore and the prince getting close to her, and then it just all goes from there. So it was so good. This is the first of a trilogy and I think all the books are out. So definitely read this one. I would definitely give it a 4.5 out of 5. So I finally got around to reading the last of the Powerless series, Fearless. Okay. Am I the only one who was a bit disappointed in this one? Like, I love the characters in this series. Don't get me wrong. I loved it, loved it. I would read it again. But I felt like something went wrong in this third book. Like, there was a lot of repetition. I was like, get to the point. I feel like this book could have cut into a third. So I don't know if she ran out of inspo or what happened. I love this author. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I mean, I like how it ended, but I had some issues with it. If you've read it, we can talk about it in more detail. I don't want to give spoilers, but this was like a 3.5 out of 5 for me. This one was a 4 out of 5 for me. It was really cute, really easy read. Starts with gruesome murder, and then it's about sisters, a haunted manor, of course, a dark, handsome, arrogant stranger who's going to help her through trials. It is a standalone, but there is a second book in the same world with her sister. So you can just read one or you can read them both. It's kind of like a duology, but they are separate books as well. I haven't actually read the second one yet, but I thought the writing was fun. And it was, even though it's like a dark, almost like a gothic romance, it was really light and fun. So I liked it. This is the first in the series by Sophie Jordan. The next one is not out yet. But it's a really good, sort of a Cinderella story, I would say. Enemies to lovers, but hasn't happened yet. There's a love triangle. There's magic that they think is gone forever and comes back. And this is for my dragon girlies. The Women by Kristen Hanna. I finally got around to this one and it was everything everyone said it was. It destroys you. I will not be responsible for your emotional damage after you have read this book at my behest. It is a must read, absolutely. I just don't know how she writes like she was literally in the Vietnam War. And do not let that turn you off if you're like, oh, I don't like war stories. This is like so much more than that. It's about the psychology of coming back from war and facing reality. And I felt like it was such an accurate depiction of what it must be like. I just thought her writing was beautiful. It kept me very engaged. As someone who reads a lot of like fluffy fairy tales, this book gripped me. I'm definitely going to be reading a lot of Kristen Hanna after reading this one. There is a love story in here if you need it. And I'll say this is sort of a spoiler alert if you need to skip ahead. But for me, I could not finish this book without some like hope because it really hurts at times. And so I had asked my sister, like, should I even keep reading this? Like, it's too much for me. She said there was a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a small light, but it's a light. So keep reading. There is something satisfying about the end. But the language and the writing in here, definitely worth it. This is one of those books that I kept thinking about like for weeks. Things would just come back to me about it. So this was like written so well, but also some meat in here. Highly recommend. This is my like 6 out of 5 read this summer. I love Tessa Bailey I want to sit in a lounge chair and just read the easiest book ever and just love it. It's like eating a big bowl of macaroni and cheese. I just kept thinking with this one, like, how is she going to make this work? And yeah, it was just so cute. Easy read. So fun for just lounging. Filthy Rich Fae. This is bargains and fae and mafia, but modern setting. A lot of the like fae books are set in the olden days or whatever. So imagine like fae with guns. Yeah, if you like a good bargain, good enemies to lovers. I think the world building isn't as strong, which makes it an easy read because it's modern setting, but there's some good hidden surprises in here. And again, it's a really just guilty pleasure, easy read. The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson, loved, gave me Vow of Thieves vibes. We have a really like spicy slow burn. This one took me by surprise because there was no wait for it at the library. So I thought, oh, it can't be that good. And it was really good. So Serpent and the Wolf, we've got a mysterious murder, inheriting magic, brother and sister enemies, mortal enemies, enemies to lovers. We've got training, discovering who she is and where this magic came from, saving a nation, trying to avoid war, big bad mystical creatures. So good. It was so good. I think I have to wait like 14 weeks for the next one, but I'm really excited for the second one. So this is the first in the series, The Serpent and the Wolf. Okay, if you liked Three Dark Crowns, this is the same author and that same sort of style of dark and delicious. Starts out a little different though. It's called the 13th Child because if you're the 13th child, you get given to the gods. So when he eventually shows up to claim her, she goes through training, trials, things like that. And then eventually she ends up in the palace, which is very different from her like meager upbringing. And there is a lot of character development in this one. It's sort of like a dark fairy tale. It's the first of a series, so it doesn't finish as a standalone. But it is kind of an enemies to lovers. She has to cure this incurable disease that's going through the kingdom. It's very good. It's just kind of quirky, which I thought was fun. It was a fun read. So 4 out of 5 for me. My number one favorite read of the entire summer, Direbound. It is Fourth Wing meets Hunger Games. There are trials, there is training, there is enemies to lovers, there is betrayal and sisters and all the things. It is like if you are in a Fourth Wing hangover, you need this book. This is the one I have like the second one in my calendar when it comes out. I think it's May 5th. It's in my calendar. I loved this one. This was my favorite. Favorite world building, favorite characters, and I don't think I've ever been so excited for a second book. Direbound, Sable Sorenson, 6 out of 5. I would love nothing more than to have your comments about my opinions here. Let's talk about books. Also, let me know what my next read should be based on this genre that I love. I'm looking for my next best read.